Do you know what? I have never been this much nervous in my whole life. Why? Everybody says, oh, you speak very good English. Only when I go to Korea and I speak to them, to those who don't speak English very well. But here tonight, I never expected. These all Koreans here, to me, they speak just like Americans. My English is a Konglish. So I'm afraid and I'm very nervous right now. But please understand, if I make a lot of mistakes, that's a perfect. Why? I am a Korean, and I have been trying to learn English for a long time. Well, anyway, I will do the best I can, and I was invited to speak here on preparing for golden years. Maybe Dr. Ma asked me to do that only because I am 80 plus years old. That alone, I think, is well qualified to speak. But I'm telling you right now, what I'm going to speak from now is going to be nothing new to you whatsoever. Don't expect anything from me. But I hope this would serve you or that would serve as a reminder of what you know. And I really hope they will inspire you into some actions. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and pleasure that I am here with you tonight. Thank you, Dr. Ma, and devoted members of Korean Community Center here. They look to me the best members I have ever seen. Thank you. The theme of this year's gala is preparing for golden years. Have you ever thought of retiring? Or are you, any one of you here are in retirement? Have you ever visualized the ideal life in golden years? What kind of life do you expect when you retire? This is what I'm going to talk about. If you think you are too young to think about retirement, I am afraid to say you are wrong, because this is a long-term program that requires a long time, perseverance, and discipline to implement for golden years. So the earlier you start preparing, the better you will be prepared for that. What kind of lifestyle is supposed to be the ideal or the most ideal one in golden years? In my view, the golden year is supposed to be relaxing, carefree, and yet very energetic and fun and happy. This should be glowing with a pride and sense of fulfillment. Why? Why fulfillment? You are young and you work very hard, don't have time to feel the fulfillment. But in the end, when you are retired, this is going to be your golden years. Then you will recall, I did something nice in my life, so it's beautiful. Then you can feel real sense of fulfillment. Isn't this what you all want? I'm sure you do, and I do, and everybody does. I believe this is the most universal and common goal for all human beings, irrespective of your religion, tradition, ethnicities, nationalities, east, west, north, south. Everybody wants this. Among us here, who does not desire a sense of security, self-confidence, strength, with you can cope with the ups and downs of your life? Is there anyone has never yearned for perfect love, a love that does not fade with the time, old age, or death? Whether our golden year is going to be a wonderful one or a miserable one depends entirely upon what you are doing here and now. Golden years is not an independent entity. Golden years is a reflection perfect reflection of what you guys are doing when you are young, in 30s, 40s, 50s. Even if you are doing very well, please don't be deluded. That can change depending on the social variables or your attitude. Depending on your attitude, everything will change. Well, so life is, golden year is not independent. Everything is dependent upon each other. This is what I call cause and effect. Where there is a cause, there is bound to be effect. Another very important aspect of retirement or golden year is that in addition to enjoying the quality, beautiful life of golden years, we have to realize this. This is also the time we can or we have to redeem the blunders and mistakes we have made all through our life. And also, this is the only time left in our life to pay all the debt we have owed all throughout this life. After this, golden years, what is your next to golden years? Next to golden years is not the beginning of 10 years old, 20 years old. We will be gone. So once we are gone, we have no time to do anything that was supposed to be done here. In other words, this is the time to clean up the mess we have made in our life. So, the best thing is not to make any blunders. The best thing is not to make any mess in your life. Do everything nice. But we are all human beings. Every time, from here and there, we make mistake. Now, I have talked about what is the ideal life of golden years. Now, question is, how to realize the realization of this golden year is the key. Everything boils down to 4 different simple things. Simple, very basic, but they are the most important. They are the must, not only in the golden years, but also where you are. Even 10 years old, you need good health. So in order to realize these wonderful golden years, 4 simple things. You know what they are? I'm sure you do. First, financial independence. Number 2, what? You have to have a friend, companion. Number 3, hobbies, pastime. Number 4, I think this is the most important. Last but least, good health. These 4 you have to have a wonderful golden years. How is your health? Are you doing anything about preparation for independence? I mean, financial independence? Are you doing anything for the golden years? Now, let me ask you this. For those in 30s, 40s, are you doing anything? Well, if you haven't, now is the time you have to do that. Because time and tide wait for no man. This is the first English sentence I learned in middle school. Time and tide wait for no man. Do what you can do today and don't postpone until tomorrow. Don't postpone until tomorrow. Do it right now if you haven't started doing anything like that. Anyway, first, financial independence. I call this financial independence in golden year, or even now. I compare that to gasoline to a car. If you are out of gas, no gas, car cannot move in 1 inch. Can you? This is so important, so basic. So, without financial independence in old age, we call golden age, but no independence, it's not going to be golden age. It's a miserable age. It's a lonely age. Don't let your retirement lonely, miserable, by preparing, by doing something for financial independence. Number 2, friend and good companion. I don't think you really feel the importance of those, but if you go to park you will see a lot of people sitting on the bench feeding the pigeons. Old men doing nothing. They don't look very happy. They don't look very energetic. They look gloomy to me, melancholy. That's terrible. Why? They don't have a good friend. I don't think they do have any financial independence either. We are all emotional beings. Emotional beings, we have to have someone to share our feelings, share our sadness, happiness. This is what we do need. Therefore, this is an absolute necessity when you retire, especially when you retire. Young, you may not need a friend at that time. Too busy. All throughout my life, especially in Korea, in America here, I spent about 50 years here. All my life until I retired. Every day I was busy. Anyway, financial independence and friend and hobby. Friend companionship. That's why we need. This I call is a good, tasty food you have. If you don't have a friend, well, you still can live, but this is very important. Number 3, pastime. I see these people who performed. I really admire them. I envy them. I know I cannot do that. I don't have that talent. This is something they enrich their lives. We have to have something that we enjoy doing. Do you have anything that you really enjoy doing? Do you have anything that you really look forward to doing someday, even tomorrow? If you have anything you really look forward to doing, if you have something that you really enjoy in your life, you are a lucky man, and you are very fortunate. I'm sure you did something to have that. Anyway, pastime is this much important. Number 4, last but not least, what is it? What did I say in the 4th? Anyone remember that? Too bad if you don't remember. Good health. If you don't have good health, nothing means anything to you. Agree? I'm sure you agree. You have money as much as Bill Gates. You have a fame as much as our president. You have everything to enjoy the whole world. But if you have no health, you sit in the bed. You cannot move. What do they mean to you? I know. You all know how to be healthy. Do you practice what you really know? To be healthy, very simple. Eat good food, regular exercise, good mentality. Oh, I know everything. But do I have a really good mentality towards the world, towards my life? Do I really take exercise every day? Do I take only good food? Answer, no, I don't do that. But thank God I'm healthy. Anyway, health is this much important. I think no amount of time or amount of importance we emphasize, it doesn't mean a thing. It's not enough. Anyway, these 4 are the most important thing to realize the good quality of our retirement. And that we need here and now. As I said, everything is connected together. You are healthy, and if you keep it, your health is guaranteed in your lifetime too. Okay? Thank you. Now, I think I would like to, let's summarize what I've said. But my boss here gave me only 15 minutes. But once I'm standing here, she's not going to come up and drag me down. Even if she tries, I am 80 plus year old? No, I'm 80 plus year young. Thank you. Thank you. So now I'd like to, let's summarize the golden years. Golden year, the ideal life should be fun, relaxing, carefree, energetic, happy, glowing with fun and sense of fulfillment. This is the ideal life in our golden life. Now, how we can do that? You have to have financial independence. You have to have a good friend, good companion. You have to have a pastime, which you really enjoy doing, and health. To do that, my advice to you, nothing, because you already know everything. At the beginning, as I said, what I'm going to say or what I'm saying, nothing new to you. Everybody knows what I'm saying. The question, whether do we actually put them into action or not? Anyway, these things we have to do. Now I'd like to share my life story briefly with you and how I can prepare, what I did when I was young, what I did when I came here. I came here in 1971, so quite a long time ago. I have a lot of gray hairs before. I don't know when everything went away. Now almost nothing. I was going to plant something, but it was too late today. Anyway, that much time has gone. Anyway, I'd like to share what I did. In 15 minutes, I have to share everything with you. But as I said, I'm going to spend a little more time. Thank you. In 1971, my wife and I came here with a 1-year-old baby in my arm. I had $800 in my pocket. Now, 3 children, all married. I have 6 grandchildren. Wow, I'm rich. 1 child became 12 children. And I have a place to live, food to eat. What else do I need to be happy? I am very, very happy and very rich. Thank you. I started my life in America as a peddler, peddling men's pants on the street, knowing nothing whatsoever about the business, nothing about pants. All I know is this is for men. I bought about a dozen on my arm here, walk around on the street. Hey, you want to buy pants? You want to buy pants? If they ask me what it is, I don't know, this is good pants, nice style. I look like a crazy boy. Didn't work. Of course it didn't work. Next, it was a flea market in Englishtown, New Jersey. Maybe some of you know, I don't know. Didn't work. And somebody told me I can make a good living by driving taxi in Manhattan. I did. One day, first day, I made $8, less tax, about $6. And somebody told me, oh, you can make a good money or better money in the evening. I tried. I made only $6. Poor boy, it was really miserable. Maybe you don't understand how this kind of boy could feel with a baby, wife, family to support. You do everything, but there don't seem to be any end of the tunnel for me. It was terrible. None of this worked for me, but what can you do? All these failures gave me a real life education about the life in America. I'm grateful for all these failures, problems I had. Why? They gave me courage, self-confidence. As a result, I became bolder. After some time, I was selling shirts for a company. One day, a shocking event happened. My boss cheated me out of my commission. Not one time, 3 times in a row. That really made me mad. Very honestly, I was scared. I had the support. I had the family to support. 2 children now by that time. No money. I was counting on the commission I was going to get from this guy, but even I think about it, that makes me mad instead of being sad. At that time, kind of sad, angry and sad. Anyway, I was scared. I had a family to support. So I talked to myself, why don't I start my damn business? I shall do it. Out of this desperate moment came a moment of courage and inspiration. I thought to myself, you know what? Why not? I can do it. I can do it. So, but I had no money to start anything. So I thought of a friend. I went to see this guy and told him what happened. Loan me some money. He gave me $3,000. That's a big money at the time. I went to another guy, good friend. He gave me $10,000. Total, I got money from two different friends, $13,000. That's a huge amount of money at that time. It's about equivalent to about $100,000 now or more. That is the beginning of the company. I started in 1974, and I ran successfully until about 38 years. Well, difficulties and failures are not always bad at all. Shocking events oftentimes spark very positive changes in your life or in any life. In general, anybody, when we face difficulties, nobody likes difficult times. Nobody wants to have any problems. But my experience tells me, if you face anything, don't try to avoid it. You cannot avoid it, but we want to avoid it. As I said, this kind of thing is going to do something better for you instead of bad things for you. Only if you face it, fight it, accept it, fight it with head on, you can do it then. Definitely you can do that. You can make it. I'm saying this from my own long experience of difficulties in all the days and after I came back for a few years. In the early part of my life in America, I think first generation, all the immigrants, most of them experienced more or less same as mine. My wife and I used to work for at least 10 to 12 hours, 7 days a week. Can you imagine? For at least 5 years in a row. No Sunday, no Saturday, no nothing, except when I get sick and can't move. That much we worked. Not alone, my wife and myself together, raising children. You know what kind of difficulties and trials and all problems we have to go through? Anyway, that's how we started our life. This was not uncommon for the first generation for that time, probably like some of your parents. This laid a strong and solid foundation for my 38 years of successful business in America, of course, with a lot of ups and downs. Now, as I said, the financial independence. As a preparation for financial independence for our golden years, I opened the IRA account in the second year I started the business and started my pension plan a few years later. When I look back, I'm glad I did. Look back, oh, I'm proud myself because I did it. Thanks to that, pension plans, IRA plans, this and that, when I was in late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, many years, continuously, I did it. When I retired, age 68, oh, I had money coming in from this and Social Securities. Not rich. I have food to eat, place to live. Rich. What do you think made my business successful? Why? How? Is it only because I worked for 5 years in a row? I mean, no stop, no. That, yes, I do not hesitate to say it's a win-win approach to the business, together with hard work, sincere, honest attitude to the work. The win-win mentality is that if I make money, so should my customers and suppliers and those who are involved in pretty much more or less same business. This is the win-win mentality. That's what I made the word here, mentality. Anyway, the other factor that made a contribution to the success of my business is the lessons I learned from the problems, adversities, and difficulties I went through after high school. They gave us a passion, courage, perseverance, and importance of integrity and hard work. This kind of win-win mentality, coupled with the lessons I learned after high school, have been practiced and applied to every aspect of my life afterward. In business, in life, with the friends, whatever I do, this kind of attitude was applied to that. As a result of this kind of win-win approach to all aspects of my life, I have a lot of friends. The friends I made, let's say 30 years ago, 40 years ago, the suppliers from whom I used to buy merchandise from overseas. 30, 40 years ago, friend, we still keep in touch with them. We still are friends. So, when you think of your own good, at the same time, if you want to be happy, healthy, apply this mentality. You have to think of the happiness of others when you think of the happiness of yours. I have a good friend. Let's see, 80, 90, 2000. I have a friend. We have been friends together for about 40-some years. That friend is sitting right here. We are still good friends. So always apply win-win mentality to anything you want. This is the way I did it. After 30 years of my running business, I learned that I did not do it alone. I learned a very important lesson. Life, whole world, is like a symphony orchestra. Symphony orchestra is not made up of one instrument. I don't know anything about symphony orchestra, but that much I know. Same thing in this whole world. Peace, happiness, your happiness, her happiness, it's not your own happiness alone. That you owe to somebody else. For my happiness, my success in business, I owe this to you, to the world, to the nature, to everybody. Thanks to them, I did good business. So this is what I learned after 38 years of business. We are all connected to each other, helping and being helped, influencing and being influenced. This is what I call cause and effect. Where there is a cause, there is an effect. If you make a good cause, you are bound to have a good effect. Do what you are doing the best you can here and now. This is a good cause. And good effect of this beautiful golden life, you don't have to wait until golden years. Here and now you will enjoy the fruit of your hard work. Now, so many years in business, it was about the time to retire, and I sat and looked back what I did all throughout life until age 67. I looked back and I did nothing but work. Like those performers here, they have their own profession and they are wonderful performers. What can I do other than what I do? Nothing. Why? Business, immigrant life is something like that. Starting from scratch, building up, special efforts, special passions, these were required. That's all I did. I made a successful business, but what else? Nothing. So I thought about it. What can I do? Now I think I was kind of ready for the financial independence. I had a lot of friends. I have hobbies. I have a health. But life is so bleak, so boring without all this pastime. I didn't have anything that I really enjoying. But all of a sudden, I recollected. I did not go to college. I did not go to college when the time was there. That was 1957. That's when I graduated. Anyway, it was about time I have to do something for me. So after 35 years of busy, active life in America, I retired from business world. My golden years started in a kind of unique way. I went to college at the age of 68. 50 years after high school. So my wife gave me a nickname. Oh, 50-year late student. And I was very proud of it. Even now, I'm proud I went to college at the age of 68. So now I'm talking about my retirement life, what I did and what I'm doing now, why I am happy. I finished high school in 1957, 3 years after Korean War. The whole country was devastated by the war. Maybe you can imagine what the war is like. Maybe only you can imagine. You can never really feel it because you did not experience it. And everybody was hungry. Everybody was starving. I don't know. Somebody might have different ideas, may not agree to me, but Koreans owe, especially this age people, owe their life to America. Had it not been for the surplus plus given to Koreans after Korean War, they might have, maybe half of them died from hunger. That was the situation. Everybody was hungry. Naturally, I could not go to college. That took a back seat, put aside. Emergency was to live, to eat. So I had to help my mother support my family instead of going to college. During this period, I experienced a lot of adversities, problems, trial and tribulations over being assistant householder. And also, I learned, as I said before, this is the most important, and they played a very important role all throughout my life. From the experience of adversities and trials, I learned the importance of work ethic and hard work. Now, that's why I could not go to college after I finished high school, because of these problems. Now I went to college. My campus life was full of joy, fun, energetic. Can you imagine? All my friends were in 20s, early 20s, like my grandchildren. An old man was sitting there. At first, they looked at me in a funny way. But I wanted to be friends with them. I approached them. Hey, old man, they all just ran away. You know what I did? I became a little smart. In Korea, they say, when you get old, zip your mouth. Open your wallet. That's exactly what I practiced. Next to me was a little girl. Hey, let's go to lunch. She looked at me like that, and reluctantly, she followed me. Inside, she wanted to go with me. So I invited that boy, him, there, here, and there. I spent all my salary when I was teaching, doing this. Sometimes I was their mentor, sometimes I was their teacher, sometimes I was their counselor, everything. Sometimes a young lady come and say, sir, I have a little problem. Can you help me? What is your problem? You know, my boyfriend is doing this and that. I have a little problem with my girlfriend. What can I do? Oh, I used my experience when I was young. I gave them the very good advices. Oh, thank you. boy come, they do the same thing. The boys who are graduating, they don't have a job. They were under terrible pressures. What do? I tell him. So I was a very good friend. I was so popular. I enjoyed every minute of it. Of course, wouldn't you? You go out there, have fun with the children. Children, yeah, that's right, children. Well, that was a fun time. At the same time, I worked very hard because I did not study when I was supposed to do it 50 years ago. Now I have a chance. This is the only time and the last time. So I did my best. I earned my degrees, and master, up to master, I spent 7 years. As soon as I finished my 7 years and I got master, the school invited me to teach as a visiting professor. Oh my God, that was the greatest thing that happened to me. Why? Teaching there, that was the realization of my boyhood dream. My boyhood dream was to be a teacher in a school in the countryside. Why countryside? I was born and raised in a country, in a small village where sun rises at 11 o'clock and down at 3 o'clock. Why is 11 and 3? We were living in the valley. Mountain is so high. Sun does not go up until 11 o'clock. Right in front, there was a mountain so high. It's down at 3 o'clock. That kind of village, countryside, I spent my life. So I said, my boyhood dream, I want to be a teacher like my teacher. That was the dream. So by teaching in school there, that was the realization of my boyhood dream. So my dream came true while I was retired. I finished my college when I was retired. So this retirement for me was real peak of my life. So I say I am at the peak of my life. I'm at the pinnacle of my life. I enjoy my life to my heart extent. Now, I think it's a little more than 15 minutes, maybe 1 minute over. Now let me finish it. But she's giving me sign, down, down. What if I don't go down? Anyway, for healthy, happy life here and in the future. Very simple. Again, nothing new. All I want to say is, all you have to do is to practice what you know. Just to practice what you already know. Apply them to your everyday life. Do not plan too much. It doesn't work. If you plan for, let's say, 20, 30 years from today, it doesn't work. You can plan for maybe next week, next month. Yes. Even 1 year later, your plan doesn't work. Don't spend too much time. All you gotta do is this. Focus your energy on what you are doing right now. Then the door to your next stage will open all by itself for you. We are trying to open our door, it doesn't work. What is the best way to prepare for that? Do everything you can on what you are doing now. That's all you can do. Do not calculate too much. Do not weigh the pros and cons of doing this and that. It doesn't work. Trust your gut feeling. This is the best. This is the way I did it. Trust your instinct. Let me give you one example. I built a big house somewhere about 30, 40 years ago. And I saw this lot. It looked very good. I decided there and then. Result? Price went up. I enjoyed my life there many years. Still, I made the money on it. So thinking too much and making decisions, if it takes, let's say, a long time for you to make any decision, doesn't work. Apply win-win mentality to your life. Now is the only time. Grasp, recognize the moment right now. The moment, all the conditions are here present for you to be happy. Be happy here and now, not tomorrow. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.